Marcus Boston, quick video today, and just got finished at the gym, and I wanted to shoot this video before I forgot about it because this comment just came in while I was working out, and I wanted to respond to this, and it deals with a video that I did years ago, back when we were doing general medical malpractice cases. And in that video, I explained why in some cases or some instances, a medical malpractice attorney might not take your case. And one of the crucial areas of analysis was in situations in which the client, due to the costs, the expenses that were it would take to move the case through the system, the costs and expenses would outweigh whatever the recovery was going to be for the client. And the reason why I even shot that video and talked about those issues was because I had people who had called my office and they were trying to get clarification. They had spoken, with another attorney, or they had another lawyer to review everything, and then they wanted to get a second opinion with me. And I was going through things and explaining to them that cost aspect of their case. And at the end of those conversations, a lot of those clients were like, wow, I never looked at it this way, or never thought about it that way, or these issues were something that it wasn't on my radar. And I decided to go ahead and to get that information out to the public, because I believe that when people have a lot of information, they can then use that information to help them make the best decision possible for their case. In a lot of instances, these individuals that were contacting me, the only thing that they saw was what they perceived as the harm or the injury that was done, and that was the end of the analysis. The overwhelming majority of people who've looked at that video, and I think it's got over like 7,000 views, the overwhelming majority of people who've interacted with that video has been positive. A lot of people have been, thank you for this information. This was helpful. Thank you for being honest. I can use this to make a decision for what I got going on. But there's a common comment that's also on that video that comes up, and it just deals with the fact of, oh, it's just this way because the lawyer and their fee, it's their fees, that's why. And I wanted to take some time to talk about, get more in depth about when we're talking about costs and we're talking about fees and things of that nature. First of all, costs and fees are two separate things. My fee or a lawyer's fee is not a cost. When we're talking about costs, what we are talking about are the experts that are needed, the depositions that have to be taken, anything that's going to be spent or advanced for that case. These things can be categorized as costs. So in the medical malpractice world, there are a lot of costs. For example, to bring a birth injury or a birth trauma case, depending on the issues that are being litigated, where you are in the country, you can spend on the cost side anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 to move that case forward. And remember, when we're talking about costs, in a lot of instances, this is going to be put up by the law firm or by the lawyers. They're putting this money up. And the expectation is that, well, if they win or you settle the case, in a lot of instances, depending on what the fee agreements looks like, they're looking to recover those costs at the end. And so costs are a real issue in medical malpractice cases, because in most states, you have to have experts. You got to have experts who are going to give an opinion as to the standard of care, whether there was a departure from the standard of care, and whether that departure from the standard is what caused the injury or the harm. And depending on the type of case, you may need multiple experts to get in there and to look at these things and to give opinions and to talk about certain issues that are present. These experts that are going to be used, they want their money. They're not doing this stuff out of the goodness of their hearts. They have jobs just like everyone else. Most people in America aren't going to work every day and saying that they're going to work for free. And that's understandable. So the comments that are dealing with, well, it's just the fact that the lawyers want everything, or it's just the fact that if you're poor, this is why this is happening. I can tell you that the bulk of my clients are not well off. They are not rich people. Remember, I said that in a lot of these cases on the birth injury side, it can be anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 to put this case forward. There are not a lot of Americans that have $200,000 to $300,000 just lying around waiting to be used on something like this. So the purpose of this video is to help you understand that understanding that cost aspect of things is extremely, extremely important. And for someone like me, I think I do a disservice. Even if I reduce my fee, reducing my fee still may put a client in a tough spot because I can't control the cost. The costs are separate from my fee. So I think I do a disservice if I say I'm going to take a case and I know at the end of the day that I'm going to get a fee something, but the client is not going to get anything. Then for me, it's better to just say, no, I'm not going to bother with the case, or I'm not moving this case forward, because the client at the end of the day might be in a way worse off situation than they were initially. They've got this injury, and then on top of that, they've got other financial issues now because we've went forward on something that even if we can win it, the recovery for whatever reason is not going to be enough. So I hope that this was able to help you understand these critical issues and to dispel the rumor of, oh, it's just these lawyers, as someone said, the prize, they want the prize, or they could care less about what the client has going on. Hopefully now understanding these costs and other things that are associated with these cases, you have a better understanding. And look, I didn't even get into the fact of the time factor, the time aspect. That is a whole other issue that's out there, because these cases can take years. They can take years to get through. And so I've been in a situation where clients have went through this process, and at the end, this is what they're looking at. And it's not a lot of money. And they are extremely, extremely upset in a lot of instances when that type of thing happens. So for me, in my practice and what we have going on, sometimes it's just best to just say, unfortunately, we're not the law firm for you, because it's going to put you, in our opinion, in a way worse situation than you would be if you, essentially if you move forward with this case. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. We'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.